Hello everyone. Today with the team from the University of Santiago de Compostela within the Euraknos project, Rosa Mosquera and Javier Rodriguez Rigueiro are going to speak about an activity carried out within the project in order to boost knowledge exchange in the APA green landscape. So Rosa, you are full professor at the University of Santiago de Compostela and leader of the Euraknos work package too. Hello Rosa, could you give me give us an overview of your career and professional background?
Thank you very much, Javier. Well, as you mentioned, I work at the University of Santiago de Compostela. I'm full professor there. And in the recent years, I have been working on the innovation development across Europe as part of the EIP Agri events and activities. But also with the coordination of the agroforestry innovation networks, the AFINET projects. And more recently, I'm coordinating a work package in Euraknos and Eureka.
Yeah, great. As part of the Euraknos project, 15 cross-exchange visits between thematic networks and end users were organized. USC organized one of the first ones. Could you explain us a bit about this activity?
Yeah, well, it was an excellent activity organized in collaboration with the European Forest Institute and was about to join two different thematic networks. On the one hand, AFINET, Agroforest Innovation Networks, were coordinated by the USC, and on the second one, the Incredible project coordinated by the European Forest Institute. We aimed to exchange the knowledge generated in both to address actors from different fields and researchers, advisors, and final users. In concrete, the aims of the activity, the main aims of the activity were to analyze AFINET and Incredible thematic network output, strengths and weaknesses, foster thematic networks results spreading, discussing how to maintain the thematic networks alive beyond the funding period, meaning how to sustain these networks that were created, and obtain feedback from the audience on capital tools and for thematic networks as knowledge platforms.
Yeah, so you gave us an overview about AFINET and Incredible, but can you go a bit more in deep about who are AFINET and Incredible, and how was the process of organizing the cross-exchange visit?
Well, AFINET is a project that was dealing with the agroforestry innovation network, while Incredible is a project more related with a type of agroforestry practice related with the production of no-timber forest products. EFIMET was, for this purpose, EFIMET was contacted by us, and they were very enthusiastic about the idea of collaboration in this cross-exchange visit, because it was also very useful for their Incredible project. So we developed an agenda and invited two actors. We thought that would be great to share their expertise with us on operational group management. One was from Portugal, meaning the Instituto Politécnico of Bragança, and the other one was from Spain, and it was related with an autochthonous breed, the Celtic pig breed, and we invited to the main responsible of this association. The event was circulated. The main aspects that we did was the activities was circulated through both the Euraknos, the AFINET social networks, and also through the Incredible, being shared multiple times and reaching, according to our statistics, to 2,500 people, just only in this platform. There were 83 people registered to the event, being the 34, the final number of attendees coming from 15 different countries.
Wow, it sounds great. So what did the attendees found and at the event when they are participating in the event?
Well, the agenda, of course, was initiated by a welcome, an explanation of the incredible project done by Edward Maury, who is the project manager of the incredible project, Affinet project, just explained by myself. And later on, we spoke about the operational groups of based on silvopastoral's Portuguese practices, and also those agroforestry practices developed with Celtic pigs. But all of this was followed by a very interesting interactive section.
It sounds great. So, what did the attendees found when attending to the event?
Well, the event started, of course, with a presentation of the agenda, focused on the networking promotion through thematic networks and operational groups experiences. Later on, we introduced the Euraknos project to the audience, including its goals and the outcomes, the expected outcomes related with the thematic networks improvement and promotion. This was followed by the presentation of Edward Maury, who excellently shared with the audience the European Forest Institute experience managing a non-wood forest products related with the thematic network of Incredible. The project was explained, and later on, he focused on identifying the strengths and weaknesses linked to the involvement of different actors in the project. Later, I myself employed a similar approach with agroforestry linked thematic network called it, or namely Affinet, its outcomes and participants' feedback according to its results. Besides the thematic networks presentations, the operational groups were also a capital part of this event, since as networks, collaboration among different actors were developed. Thus, the three operational groups based on agroforestry implementation were presented, one from Portugal, called it Afforestation of Agricultural Land with More Forestry, Pasture, Innovation and Value, and two, the second one from the Spanish region of Galicia, Effect of the Farming System and Age at the Slaughter in the Characteristics of the Meat of Celtic pigs. And the third one was New Systems of Handling and Implementation of a Classification System of Celtic pork meats. The Portugal Operational Group's experience was explained by Marina Castro from the Instituto Politécnico de Bragança, while the Spanish operational groups on silvopastoralism with Celtic pigs were depicted by Ivan Rodriguez, a manager of ASOPORCEL, the Association of Celtic Pigs Breeders of Galicia.
Well, it sounds really, really interesting. And according to the agenda, after all this presentation, you wanted people to participate. How did you perform this interactive session? And of course, what conclusions were reached?
To allow the public to take part in this session, a presentation was prepared by using the Mentimeter tool. This session was conducted by splitting 3 different rounds of questions accordingly to attendees' profiling purposes, networking issues, and knowledge reservoirs. For this, Javier Rodriguez Rigueiro was the moderator. With regard to the profiling, half of the participants claimed to work in a national level, institutions, organizations, while the other half of the participants were equally distributed between international and local institutes, organizations. A majority of participants claimed to be linked with academic or research institutions, and therefore the majority indicated the research, technical center, and advisory is their working as their main working area. Advisors, NGOs, and umbrella of associations were also represented in a lower proportion. Furthermore, half of the respondents were involved in H2020 projects, focus groups, or national rural networks, while the rest of the participants were not. With regard to the networking questioning, sustainable forest land use would be better acquired through, the answers were related with, they asked about how we enhance networking among forest actors. Participants mentioned ideas like promoting dialogue, field visits, promote experience in the field with successful farms, organizing frequent meetings, seminars at fund level, conferences or symposiums, or engaging policymakers on their field or podcast. They also were asked about how to enhance knowledge exchange, and they answered several times training activities such as field visits, workshops, meetings, and furthermore, to create a clear hub of knowledge and maximize the importance of professionals and innovation brokers who can connect all ideas and needs of the different actors. On the other hand, it was not easy for the participants to provide ideas on how to improve networking among forest actors and national rural networks to move forward policy, being associations a key component reflected by participants' responses. We also asked about the knowledge reservoirs, and they answered that living labs, field visits, best practice examples, videos, and dissemination appear as the best knowledge transfer tools to improve land use sustainability suggested by the cross-exchange visit participants. Furthermore, respondents clearly stated knowledge reservoirs as useful to acquire sustainability of the land, and almost all of them expressed their willingness to update information in a knowledge reservoir. Finally, some of the main tools or key points attendees expecting a knowledge reservoir are the accuracy of the information, multilingual, keywords, record representation, easy access, authors contact possibility, etc.
So very clear ideas we got here. It seems we can draw some key conclusions for the people listening to us here in the podcast, in this podcast.
Yeah, in our humble point of view, the event can be considered a success due to the diverse and large number of participants we had. With regard to the two focused topics of the meeting discussed under the trees and agroforestry umbrella, knowledge exchange and knowledge reservoir, we can conclude the following. From a knowledge exchange point of view, the knowledge exchange was promoted through the increase of factors exchange and therefore the networking associated with participatory activities such as dialogue, field visits, frequent meetings. However, conferences, symposiums are more adequate for policymakers, actors, or actors exchange. Secondly, the knowledge exchange was facilitated by the development of a knowledge reservoir and the existence of innovation brokers facilitating networking. Associations are seen key to contact with the national rural networks, while social media is seen as essential to enlarge networks. Finally, the best knowledge transfer tools to improve land use sustainability are linked to living labs, field visits, but also to the existence of knowledge reservoirs where best practices, ideas, or videos are available. Finally, with regard to the knowledge reservoir, the main conclusions were that the forest and agroforestry actors find accuracy, multilingual, easy access, and audiovisual material availability as very important and key aspects for developing useful knowledge reservoirs, but also to have the possibility to contact with the authors of the different materials. The participants mentioned that they are willing to update information once the knowledge reservoir is created, which we really acknowledge very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Javier.
Well, great. Thank you very much, Rosa. And thank you also to the people listening to this event podcast. For more information, you can contact and follow us through our social media in both Euraknos and Affinet Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube channels. Thank you and see you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
The Euraknos project has received funding from the European Union's Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under Grant Agreement number 817863.
Royalty-free music from Ben Sound.